With the remote operations that the university has been operating under, it's likely that a number of individuals have had to make phone calls related to university business, but using their home phone or cell phone. I suspect that using the home phone or cell phone is really not a problem per se. However, there may be issues where the individual really doesn't want the recipient of the call to know the home phone or cell phone number. I can think of two ways to overcome this dilemma. One is to use Skype, assuming that the individual has a Skype account. The downside of this is that Skype calls cost 2 cents per minute for U.S. calls and slightly more for international calls. Another way to do this, which doesn't cost anything, is to use Google Voice. I've actually had a Google Voice account for years. In fact, I signed up for it when it was still in the beta version. Google Voice is an internet-based phone service where you have one Google Voice provided phone number that you can forward to multiple phones. To use Google Voice, you'll need a personal Google account and a Google Voice account. Let me show you how to create a personal Google account if you don't already have one, and also how to set up and use Google Voice. So I'm in Google Chrome and I'm not signed into any Google account. I want to select these 9 little dots, the Google apps, and select Account. This brings up a window where I can either sign into an existing account or create a Google account, and I want to create a Google account. So when I click on that, it brings up a window where I'm asked for my first and last name, username, and if I select a username that's already been taken, it'll let me know that, but it'll give me some suggestions for variations on that username if I want to use it. It'll ask me for my password and to confirm the password, and then I need to select Next and continue to follow the prompts until I have my Google account. So I'm back in Google Chrome. I've signed into my Google account and I want to enter voice.google.com. This brings up a page where I can select a Google Voice number. I can do that by searching by city or area code. If I put in Pensacola to start with, it'll come back and tell me that there are no Google Voice numbers available for Pensacola, which is no big deal. So let me put in the area code, 850. And actually I can put in any area code that I want. And the reason is that with Google Voice there are no long-distance phone charges. This brings up a list of numbers that I can choose from. I'm going to select whichever one I want. I have an option of showing more at the bottom if I don't like any of those numbers. And once I have selected the number, then it'll take me to another page where it asks to verify the number, and basically from this point on you just follow the prompts. Now that you've set up your Google account and Google Voice number, it's time to actually make a Google Voice call. To do this, you need to sign into your Google account and in the search box enter voice.google.com. This will bring up the interface that actually enables you to make a Google Voice call. The first time that you use Google Voice, you might want to play a bit with the settings, which are accessed with the gear icon. You can actually modify the settings in a number of different ways. For example, you can link your Google Voice number to multiple other phone numbers, such as your home phone, your work phone, or your cell phone. Once you've linked the Google Voice number to other phones, you can determine whether you want to make calls just using the web or would like the option of making calls using one of the linked phones. You can determine whether and how you would like to receive voicemail and how you want the caller ID to display. Bottom line, there are a number of options that allow you to customize Google Voice to your particular preferences. For this, I'm going to just use the web for making a phone call. I enter the number that I want to call with the area code, and I can do that either by just putting in the number or using the dial pad. For the number, let me put in and press call.
Thank you for calling the National Centers for Environmental Information.
So that's how you use Google Voice. As always, if you have any questions at all, let me know.